There. Hi, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. We're live. Ayan. Okay. So we're live again this Thursday on Bixie, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So hello. Ayan. Some of my friends are here joining. Sige, I will also join via my personal IG. Okay, so we're live again. Some of my friends are here joining. Sige, I will also join via my... Bakit may echo ako? Ayan. Alright, hi everyone! Wait, I'm just gonna click. There, I'll also join via my personal IG. So you can see me. So my friends could also join. Hello. Ayan. Hi everyone. Ayan. So we're going to have a live event again tonight at 6 p.m. Manila. So we're still early. So I'm encouraging everyone to please share this live to your friends, to your families, to your networks. And yeah, join me. Join me this afternoon. Join us rather this afternoon for another event. This is very interesting, no? Kasi we have been doing a lot of lives the past months, and we realized that it's about time to do the another live. I mean, a live on what Bixie is. I know we've introduced Bixie before during our launch, but a lot of things, a lot of updates have happened. A lot of new things. I will not be talking about it at this point, but our guest, not really a guest, our speaker today will talk about it. So before we reach 6 p.m., yan. So, nandito na yung mga iba nating friends. I encourage everyone to share this live, to say hi to your friends and your network, your office mates. Ayan, share nyo tong live para makanood din sila, and they will get to know more about Bixie. So, my sister cannot join. What is happening? I'm trying to take her inside the live. Yeah, don't worry, it's still early. There you go. Perfect. Technology issues. Please lower down the volume of your phone, IG. I can hear an echo. Ayan. I think that's better, but you are stuck. So, hi, Kat. I cannot hear you. You're okay. Yeah. I can because you also unmute on you can unmute yourself on your StreamYard. Yeah.
Yep. Got
Okay.
it.
So
All
yeah.
good.
Okay. I'm just gonna join via my personal IG as well while we're waiting for our other guests. Okay. 2 minutes before nine. Before nine, before 6 p.m. There is an echo. Let's see. Naka-low na sa akin. Super low na siya. But yeah, I'm gonna mute myself naman later when our speaker will start talking. So don't worry. Hello, Joanne is here. Hi. Kat is also here. Hello. So, Anya is here. Excited for this. Yes, ako din. Actually, I'm also excited to hear, new things, though I hear about them every day, but it's good to be always updated. So, again, sorry to our listeners. I cannot play any music while we're waiting kasi when I play something, it will be flagged by, copyright issues, and we couldn't re-upload it or minsan nakakat pa yung live. So, please bear with me while I just talk here while waiting for our for people to come in. Sige, I will also ask to be joined in the live. Hello, everyone. Ayan. I'll put it here kasi wala na akong extra hands. But my sister was disconnected in the live. Uh,
I'm here. I just changed network.
okay, okay. We'll accept you. Hi, good evening, everyone. Ayan, mas marami na tayong viewers. There, perfect. Sorry, this is my this is my working table, so there's a lot of things happening. Just gonna lower the volume para walang echo. Hi, good afternoon. So I'm seeing a lot of new people today. Sabi ni Kath, been waiting for this talk. Actually, she was actually very instrumental for this live kasi we've been working with some ladies for some discussions in the communities at na-mention to sa kanya. Sabi, oh, ano nga ba yung Bixie? Kasi bago lang kami. And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, we've introduced this before in November, but this talk is very timely because we will reintroduce Bixie with all the new things that are happening. So I think it's what time is it? It's 6:02. So I think we can start now, but sige, 1 minute more. I'm seeing a lot of new people dito sa live. Welcome to our live. I'll try to devise ways in the future para hindi kami makopyright. So I can play some music while you guys you ladies are waiting, no. Kasi I've tried it before but I've struggled because it's either we guys can no longer upload the videos on YouTube because of copyright issues. So, hi, official DJ photography. Oh, Adriana Hewson. Yeah. Hi, Kat. Hello. Kat, my office mate, is also here. Ayan. So, yeah. Welcome to this live. I'm not sure. I should have counted no how many live events we have done since we started. But yeah. So Bixie, I will start with a very very brief introduction. So Bixie is a financial app for women. I think you've heard this before, and um, hindi lang siya isang financial app, no, like about finances and this and that, but we also have some partners na meron silang mga offers. So I will start with our viewers today. You are all entitled to download, to avail of our partnership promo. So one of our partners, UBX, via its insurance platform Assured, ay nagbigay sila ng free insurance, so personal and accident insurance. Tapos, meron din siyang unlimited telemedicine service. So, if when you download the app, makikita nyo agad yon after you register. It's there on the hot deals. Ayan, so just click it and apply. You will not be paying anything. So if somebody is offering you this same promo tapos pinagbabayad kayo, that's not Bixie because for Bixie via Assured and UBX, this is free. So it's there in the hot deal. So that's the personal insurance. Now for those naman, ladies, this is for you, those who are looking for jobs. So either a full-time job or a side hustle. Ayan. So habang nasa bahay tayo, hindi pa balik sa office. Yung mga iba kasi balik na sa office or hybrid. Eto, pwede kayong mag-apply because now our jobs board is up inside the app. Oh, 'di ba? Ang daming word plays doon. So sa app, sa loob ng app, meron na ring jobs board. Ayan. So ano yung jobs board? Nandun yung mga iba't ibang jobs, may tech and non-tech. Nakita ko na yung mga nag-post doon, no? So our community manager actually posted, starting last week, yeah, she posted some social media manager jobs, and please avail of that because meron pang exciting promos that we are doing in conjunction. You're not just getting a job, but you can also be qualified to be part of the scholarship program for jobs of the future na live namin last week. So there's a lot of benefits that you can see when you go inside the app. So I'm encouraging everyone right now to please download the app. It's called Bixie, available both sa App Store and sa Play Store. So if you have any questions, if you have problems downloading the app, hindi nyo ma-access, hindi nyo mahanap, if you have any questions, just feel free. Ayan, we have so much channels. We have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have YouTube. So you can use any of those social media platforms to reach us. Yeah. So most of the time, we have community managers who will tend to you. I also interact sometimes inside of our chat. So there. So without further ado, ayan. So tonight we are talking about Bixie. Let's talk Bixie. So what is Bixie about? Ano bang ginagawa ni Bixie ngayon? Ano ba tong Bixie na to? So ano ba yung mga ganap namin? So usually it's called ganap, no, for our Filipino audience. So ano bang ganap dyan? What's in it? So what's in it for me? Or what's in it for you? Yun yung mga questions usually that we encounter. So I have a friend last week, actually. She was asking me, is Bixie for me? And she's a lady. And of course I said yes. She was asking if she has to pay anything. I was like, no, you don't have to pay anything. We're not asking for any like subscription fees to download or join Bixie. Yeah, without further ado, I'd like to ask our main speaker for tonight to open her camera on Facebook and all are live now. And yes, let's welcome our CEO, Bixie CEO, Rosalia Gitao, to talk about Bixie.
Hi, everyone. It has been far, far too long that we have not done this. So again, thank you, Kat, for bringing it to our attention that we are in for a long overdue catch up. And the format for this very much is a catch up. I want everybody who's watching, please send me any questions. This is a catch up. This is an ask me anything. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you just want to talk about any particular topics. What's really important for us at Bixie is really building out our community and really listening to what are the challenges that women face. And when we say we're a financial home for women, right? Like, so it's, you think, okay, we're only going to talk.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you mute on IG? Please don't mute yourself.
I am.
Yeah, somebody commented no audio. Okay.
Thank you. Okay. I was saying that, I really want this to be a two-way conversation. I'm going to be doing this far more frequently. I've been remiss in obviously being absent. So again, thanks, Kat, for pointing that out. Why it's important to do these type of formats, because we at Bixie are really building a community. We're building a community of women, not only in the Philippines, but around the world. And the reason we're doing this is because one thing that I've learned in all of, in my time living around the world, I've lived and worked in 25 countries. I've done a lot of different things. Many of you know, Vil is an attorney. I'm also an attorney. I worked for the UN. I worked in financial technology, blockchain, and the things I've learned are, basically when women kind of lean on each other, we survive, which is great. But when we empower one another, we thrive. And something that's really important at Bixie is to, we don't just say we believe in female empowerment. We're actually building an ecosystem and the infrastructure around all of us women to be able to empower one another so that we can thrive. We say, and the thing is, when I was just saying, like, please feel free during any part of this discussion, drop some questions, make a comment. If you want to talk, whatever you want to talk about, I'm open to it. This isn't Ask Me Anything. It does not have to be within the confines of money. I know that, money is but a means to an end, right? There's so many more challenges that we have. How am I going to get that job? How can I make my partnership work? How do I make my business work? How do I make my relationship work? A lot of these things, do have financial either underpinnings or implications. So feel free to ask anything. I really want this to be, an open conversation, and definitely be an open book. So I guess I'll begin with, I think, the why. I think what's really important, particularly as a person joining this community or looking at investing more time and energy into the community, is to understand why would you become a Bixie woman? Like, why would you ascribe yourself or, align yourself with us? Like, what are our values? What is our why? So why I started Bixie, for those of you who, again, are new to us. So this is my sister, Vil. I'm Rosalia. What's very interesting is, obviously we're full sisters, same mother, same father. Our mother is from the Philippines and our father is from Kenya. And Vil was born and raised in the Philippines. I was born in the U.S., raised in the Philippines and in Kenya. And we actually have an older sister who was born in the U.S. and stays in the U.S. So, we're very much a family that was from all different kinds of places with a lot of different kinds of experiences. But one common experience that my parents had was that they were both migrant workers. They both moved to the U.S. to study and then subsequently pursue, their version of the American dream, right? And of course, I also followed to some extent that. I was educated in the US. I went to university there, and then I went to law school there. And then after law school, after I finished, I became a lawyer, and then I started working for the UN. And when I was working for the UN, I worked in a lot of countries, all over the Middle East, Africa, Asia, the Americas, all of the major crises that have to do with like natural disasters, wars, pandemics, back before we literally were all living these situations concurrently right now. And I learned some things. I learned, again, that point about when women all over the world, no matter where they are, we have always leaned on each other in times of crisis to survive. But when we actually focus on investing one another, empowering one another, that's actually when we start to thrive. So that's a really, really key learning. Another really key learning is that whenever things go wrong, right? Like the pandemic happened, natural disaster happens, a war is going on, it's always disproportionately affects women. The recent coronavirus pandemic, the economic implications were called a she-cession because it indirectly impacted us more. So that's something that I've learned across my travels and across my different industries where I worked. And the kind of last point is in any change, in any crisis, and we've all experienced this at, I think, a personal level. Anytime we're going through a personal crisis, there's kind of two paths, right? There's like the path to succumb to the crisis and basically collapse. And then there's an opportunity inherent in every crisis, right? A crisis is really just another word for change. Things are changing. And there's an opportunity that, if captured, can really transform your life for the better. And so this is kind of why Bixie has come to fruition now. We're a fairly young company. We've been around for 1 year. We definitely rose from the awakening, I think the global awakening that everybody had after the pandemic, when everybody kind of realized, your job is not super secure, that labor makes less money than capital, which is actually an economic truth. And people started to think, I think I need to start thinking about money. I need to start thinking about investment. I need to start thinking about increasing my income generation, but I just don't know how, right? So, all of this to say, my experience working in crisis used to be elsewhere, but now crises have really come to all of our front doors, with the pandemic, with the conflicts going on, that we're seeing all over the news right now. And, with natural disasters kind of all knocking on our door, Filipinas being among those who know most about them. I mean, how every year there seems to be a seasonal typhoon that causes significant displacement, again, disproportionately affecting women, and crisis. And, now that we're living in these situations, it's really incumbent upon us as women to not only lean on each other to survive, but to figure out ways to empower one another to thrive. And that's really where technology comes in. There is technology now. So before, if you think about our grandparents, my grandmother in northern Philippines, she has her circle of friends, and through the Japanese occupation, through all these, challenges, what do we always say? One boy, she's lived through the Spanish flu, World War I, World War II, and now, everything else that's happening. We often, she has her circle, and this is the people that she's been leaning on forever, right? But these things used to be confined to villages, like village or neighborhood. But we have technology now that basically makes it such that we can lean on each other virtually. Look at what we're doing right now. Like, I am oversharing about my personal life and arguably oversharing about my financial situation to a community of people who are actually similarly interested in finding like-minded people on this journey, right? So we've gone physically outside of our confined spaces, our homes, our villages, our neighborhoods, and we're able to create these virtual communities. And the reason we're able to do that is from technology. So technology has even gone a step further than the internet. I'm sure a lot of you all have heard about like the metaverse or like Web3. These are all buzzwords to describe kind of a different version of like internet technology, one that is decentralized. So that comes in the form of blockchain as a technology. Blockchain and cryptocurrency are two very different things. Blockchain is like the new internet. So it's the way that information communicates itself among networks, right? And then cryptocurrency is just one of the languages of the blockchain, in this case, a currency of the blockchain. So that's the type of technology. Our app obviously is available just normally on an app store. Download the Bixie app now, Google Play, and the Apple Store. It's actually really important for the rest of this discussion to have the app, because I'm going to walk you through some stuff, and it's going to be kind of fun. And so we still have a normal app, but in the back end, we're really building an ecosystem to be the place where women actually have a role in this new Web3, in this new metaverse that's being created. Where, by the way, it's being created basically in the absence of women. So why, again, going back to the why, we created Bixie because women don't have enough access to capital, because we don't invest. And investment doesn't mean a big word. It can be like a $2 investment. It can be $2 insurance. We don't do it writ large. Under 1% of women across the world actually do it. And it's much to our own detriment. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. But more profoundly, it's because I really envisage a world, particularly I just had a daughter, she's 5 months old. I want to envision a world where she lives in it in 30 years. And women are actually, as 51% of the population, we are actually on par with our male counterparts politically, economically, socially. And all of this, whether we like it or not, stems from how much money we have, because in a global capitalist system, money is the currency and the access key to power. And I don't mean superfluous power, like we're all rising to, the top of the mountain. I mean just the power to make decisions about our lives. I mean about the power after a hurricane hits your house, the power to not become homeless, the power to have an option to go to a hotel, rebuild your house, ensure your children still are able to go to school, ensure that you're able to pay the medical bills, God forbid that something happens to you or a member of your family. That's the kind of power. It's really about having power over your own life, having autonomy over your own life. And until we figure out a better currency to denominate this power, for the moment, it's money. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. And so if anybody has any questions, please feel free. I'm looking around. I don't see any questions. So I'm going to keep going. Now the what. So what we're building is an application. So I'm just going to put it there. Oh, because I'm on a green screen. I have it on my app. I hope you all, there you go. I hope you all have downloaded the new version. The new release is out today. Please download it. Why? Because my entire development team stayed up to like 4 a.m. every single day for the last week to build it. I see my CTO is actually in this call, so thank you very much. So download the app because we made a ton of new changes. The most important, I think, obviously there's a ton of new important changes, but the most important thing, and I want you literally all to do this right now. Even if you download it, even if you delete it 10 minutes afterwards, fine. But please, for your own life strategy, do the following. Open the new version. There's going to be a prompt that says, let's find your number. Okay? Your number is the first step in the key to you owning your life, owning every aspect of your life. Okay? What is your number? Everybody has a number. Have you ever seen movies and oh, everybody has a number? Basically, everybody has a price, right? The price, and it's usually used in a sinister way, like the price that somebody can kind of make you do whatever they want. Our number is about what's the number that you have to reach to do whatever you want, right? What's the number? How much money do you need to see somewhere, like in a bank account, in an account statement, to basically say, I don't need to work for you anymore. I don't need to do this anymore. I'm going to go and travel the world for 5 years and I don't have any problems because I know that I have enough in my bank account to last me until the day I die. What I'm saying to you can sound impossible. I never thought it was possible myself until I stumbled upon, there's something called the FIRE movement. It's FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early. It's a very millennial thing. And it's basically, it helps people figure out, hey, actually, you don't need to sit at a desk job your whole life. Like there's a certain amount of money that we know you're going to spend for the rest of your life. And if you kind of hit that, you could, basically stop having to do anything at 40. Now, if you want to keep doing something, that's different, right? But the key is without the obligation. So this number is so critical. Bill and I 3 weeks ago sat at my kitchen counter and we came up with her number. And she laughs because, Bill, my sister, my God, talk about the hustle, ladies. I mean, those of you who know her already know this to be true. Not only is she a full-time, amazing senior corporate attorney, right? She also hosts, has her own, coffee business. She does so many things. She's on point. She's not somebody who's passively sitting down and waiting for life and finances to happen to her, right? We calculate her number and she has a dream. She has many dreams. We all have dreams, right? One of her dreams is she really wants to travel around the world. She wants to be able to have that freedom of being I want to go to every country in the world, right? And so her, we were talking what's your dream? She's like, man, if I could by 55 years old, just spend a whole year just traveling around the world, right? That's my dream. So we sat down and I think you only need 4 pieces of information, which we have inside of the Bixie app. So it's very easy. You do this in 3 seconds. So you put, how old you are, how old you want to be when you can literally not have to work. Doesn't mean you're not going to work, but not have to work. You want to be a pop star, writer, travel, whatever you want to do. So you write that age in, okay? Then you write, what are your monthly expenses? And they can be what you have now, where you're comfortable or where you're okay, if I have this much monthly expenses, I'll be comfortable, I'll be fine, right? So what are your monthly expenses? And currently, how much are you saving per month? And we do that with a question on income. I really want to emphasize, you can keep it approximate. We're absolutely not going to be sharing your income data, so don't worry about it. This is really about you figuring out your number. And how we can calculate how much you're saving is your income minus your expenses. So that's the calculation. With those 4 numbers, we're able to tell you how much money you need to be putting away every month and for how long to reach your goal of not having to work anymore. And after Bill did this exercise, she was like, oh crap. She's like, firstly, I need a second income. And then she's like, secondly, I think I might be able to reach my target by 50. Do you see what that did? It's one thing to dream about your future. It's another thing to actually begin the process to figure out the steps needed to get to that future. We can envision ourselves all day traveling the world, Instagram, taking shots. But if you don't actually know how much that would cost, you can't then work backwards to where you are now and be like, okay, this is how much I have now. That's how much I need then. Cool. What's my plan? Am I going to get a side hustle? Am I going to ask for a promotion? What's my process? Am I going to invest more? You need to have an idea. And so this number, your Bixie number, your number is imperative. As I mentioned, if you do nothing else in your life, download the Bixie app right now, do the number, delete it if you want afterwards, and keep that number, I'm not kidding, on a Post-it, because that's what I actually do. I keep it on a Post-it. It is my motivation. I know exactly how much money I need before I can quite literally sail off into the sunset, because I, want to quite literally sail off. I have a captain's license, for those of you who don't know. I'm pretty happy about it. Doesn't mean I'm very talented at being a sailing captain, but I try. So this is a really, really important new feature. It's an empowering feature. It enables you to know your goal, and then you can come to our community and devise strategies to get to that goal. Really, really critical. Highly recommend that everybody does this. Bill can attest to it. So that's the first new feature. Oh, and my internet just dropped. My internet just dropped, so I'm just changing networks.
Hello.
Networks.
Sorry. Yeah, it was the internet. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
So sorry,
Okay.
guys.
I think we're
My
back.
internet just dropped. Tell me where I dropped off. I think I just went over. Literally made new decisions about her life. So, and it keeps you, it keeps you clear. So that's the first.
Wait. Hello. 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 I think we're not yet live on Facebook. There's a problem with the internet. I'm gonna reload it. Yeah, I'm gonna try. We'll see. Sorry for the. Sorry for the interruption. I think we were disconnected from the internet. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Hello. Yes.
Hi, sorry guys. Yeah, the internet.
There.
I don't know what is
I'm gonna mute
happening.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna join a new network. There we go. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Yeah. Are we good on IG? Okay. So as I was mentioning, get your number. If there's nothing else that you do today, know your number. Please do yourself a favor. So, and it will change your life. Bill, did it change your life to know your number?
Definitely, yes. Like I said, I need a second job. So yeah, but it's a good, it's actually good because I now have in mind what I know. I mean, the amount that I would, like, target to save. Maybe not now, but like in the next few months, I have like a plan on how to get it, something like that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's really like it's shocking at first, but of course it's life changing. I'm glad to have known I'm glad to have known it right now. I mean, because I still can work, not when I'm not able to work anymore. So yeah.
That's, you know what, that's such a good point. I wish I had known my number when I was 17, frankly. Like I should, why they don't teach us this in university, for example. Like you should know this when you're young. You should know it again at 20. You should know it again at 30. But you're so right. Better late than never. And while you're still a working age, much better to know it. So please download the app, know your number. It's the first screen. Then the other feature is community. As I was saying, we have a whole revamped, revived community platform. Connect with other women, especially once you know your number. And as Bill said, you might be a little sticker shocked, but then it's like, okay, now I have to come up with a plan, right? What's my plan? Am I going to try and like manage my debt? Am I going to try and earn some more income? Am I going to try it's my handed investments? Like, what's my plan? Join a circle. We have Bixie circles. We have over 50 circle groups. Anything from traditional investments, crypto circles. We have a new jobs board. So this is really cool. We've partnered actually with a tech remote job partner out of Hong Kong. They're actually looking for Filipino women. And spoiler alert, we're partnering with them to distribute 1,000 scholarships for Filipino women interested in skilling up and taking part in a scholarship to get skilled up to learn how to be a blockchain developer with a guaranteed job at the end. So we'll be posting a lot of these jobs and the other jobs that they have available, all on the Bixie jobs board. So you can join that circle as well, especially if you might come to the realization after getting your number, I think I need a second job. Well, we have a job board for you, so come and join it. Get familiar, hang out in the circles, feel free to create your own circle. Why do we do things like this? Because as I mentioned earlier, the why, when women lean on each other, we survive, but when we empower one another, we thrive. So join a circle, create a circle, give other people tips and advice, empower them, receive other people's experts tip and advice, empower yourself. This is really important. And please give us feedback on how you like the organization of the circles. We're happy to change things. We're constantly listening to feedback. Some of you have even been part of our focus group studies before. If you want to be part of our focus groups in the future, please comment down below. And we'll make sure to get in touch because we really value this. And we also value your time. So these are also remunerated gigs. So that's also something in the jobs board, the opportunity to be part of our focus groups, the opportunity also for those of you, for some of you who are really interested in marketing, there is also opportunities to become a Bixie ambassador. So you can check out the jobs board and some of the opportunities therein. So that's a really cool new feature. And then, of course, another really cool new feature, we're experimenting with gamification, okay? I'll give you a little preview. Why are we experimenting with gamification? Because a really important part of getting women to start investing, all of us, is that we need to have more knowledge, okay? We need to read more on what is an ETF investment. We need to watch curated videos on like, okay, what is an NFT, right? We need to have more knowledge. And we're all really busy. As I mentioned, I have a 5-month-old child. I can barely keep 3 thoughts in my head between work and my child. I mean, like that's literally the end of my attention span. So it's a big reason why we added video and audio to our knowledge center. It's basically, for the distracted mother, either that we are or inside all of us. So we have, go to the center. You have to learn something, but to encourage this learning, because we know it's not always easy, we want to give you real value. So you can check out our new module. It's in partnership with a Netflix show called Smart Money Women. It's a Netflix show actually based out of Nigeria. So we're teaming up with this team there, but this Netflix show is available in the Philippines. So please go ahead and watch it on Netflix. It's lit. It's called The Smart Money Women. It's also a book. It's also a podcast. And we teamed up with them to create a game where you can basically see, what are your spending habits? What are your budgeting habits? What are your appetite? Like, which character are you? And you can also from there take some learning modules on budgeting, investing, and savings. And for this, you are given rewards points. So we're starting to build this notion of rewards points. And these rewards points are actually can be redeemed for actual rewards. So as many of you know, regularly we hold Bixie Bazaars. It's also one of the circles where we promote female-owned businesses. If you have one, join the Bixie Bazaar Circle. Let us know. We're happy to include you in our ecosystem. Why we do this is because we want to obviously support women-owned businesses, but a lot of these women-owned businesses also want to attract more women. So they give us discounts and promos. Sometimes they give us free merch. And so this merch is redeemable with using your Bixie rewards points. So if you go on the home screen, you'll see a Smart Money Women banner. Feel free to take the quiz, find out which smart money woman you are, take the modules on investment, savings, and budgeting, because it's really helpful just to hone in a little bit on your skills on that and get some rewards points, and check out what you can redeem using your rewards points. So those are the three major updates. They're obviously, like I said earlier, our developers have been working truly night and day to get these new features up to par. And we really hope that you use them. We really hope that you enjoy them. But most importantly, I really, really hope that they empower you to make sound and strategic and life-changing decisions regarding your finances and regarding your own life. So that being said, does anybody have any questions? Because I can talk about Bixie forever.
So far, we don't have questions, but sorry. So far, we don't have any question, but somebody also put in a comment. She's like, I need another job too. My gosh. So, yeah.
But make sure, okay, so this is actually really important. I know that everybody's like, look, I can always use more money. The really critical thing is to know how much. So yesterday, I was invited to give a talk to Hope. I'm sure many of you have seen like Hope in a Box, Hope in a Bottle. You can pick up a bottle of it at Starbucks or at Coffee Bean. It's basically this fantastic social enterprise that sells these like boxed waters, and with the profits builds schools across the Philippines. So we're also going to be collabing with them to promote financial literacy among their network of female entrepreneurs. So we're really excited about that. But one of the questions that came up during the talks, I was addressing a female only audience, was how do I make more money, right? Like, if I get my number and I'm, at a deficit, like what are the steps that I need to do? And I said, well, first step is you have a job, right? So the first step is always like, go to management and try and get a promotion. And if you want to strategize, we also have a circle in the Bixie community on the app where you can talk, where we give advice. You can connect with other people. I will personally give you advice on the platform as well on how to ask for a promotion. Now, asking for a promotion is not, hello, I would like a promotion. It begs the question of why would you want a promotion? You have to evidence this, and there's a strategy around it, and it's usually successful. So join a circle. Happy to advise on that. That's your first step to earning more money. Let's say that's that you hit a dead end there. The next step is, all right, how can I generate a second income? Should I start an e-commerce business? Should I sell banana bread? Should I, pick up extra tutoring hours? What's another possibility? You can join the Bixie job board and check out like, what are some part-time remote work opportunities that you can squeeze in? And this is why it's really critical to know your number, because imagine if you don't know your number, you don't even know how much money that you need. So you can't even ask for the amount of money you need from your promotion. You can't even find a second job that would give you the correct amount of money. So let's say you're in a terrible position. You basically have a job. Let's say you get a second job, and let's say both jobs combined still don't reach your number. Now you're out of time and with insufficient resources. So like, you have to know your number if you're going to take it to that next level. So first step, know your number. Then the next step is strategize a way to reach that number. Any other thoughts on that? I would love if is anybody brave enough to share? Has anybody been doing their number during this call? And is anybody brave enough to share what that number is? Or don't even share the number. Share if you're shocked by the number, or if you're like, okay, I think I can manage this. Feel free not to share it. Put yourself on blast here. You can also just join a community, and you can join the FIRE community, where we can talk about kind of what are some strategies that work, right? I have found that abundance mentalities tend to work better than scarcity mentalities when it comes to finances. What do I mean by that? So like, let's say you generate your number and you're like, oof, that number is twice as much or 3 times or 4 times as much as I currently earn, right? So you're like, right, I got to figure out a new thing. I go and I talk for my promotion, and it's like, okay, I got a little promotion, 25%. I still need to earn more money. Okay, I found another, revenue source, and it's actually remunerates me quite well. Then it kind of begs the question of like, is there anything more I can do? Of course, you can start savings, you can start budgeting. I don't like to start there. I think you should always try and increase what's coming in so you keep an abundance mentality. But then once that flow is starting to come in, it's so much easier to start cost cutting. Bill, I'm not trying to put you on blast, but if you don't mind sharing, like after, what you had your kind of New Year's resolution. And I think a lot of us, I'm not going to put you on blast. A lot of us have New Year's resolutions. It's like, I'm going to stay off of Lazada. Like, I'm just going to stay off Lazada, or I'm going to like stay off Shopee, or I'm going to stay off Grab Food, or, and when we just do it because just to do it, it feels like we're depriving ourselves, right? When we're like, oh, just like budget, I'm just going to like cut off these things. But when you do it with a goal in mind, like I want to reach my number because I want to be 45, fabulous, and traveling all over the world, it's a totally different, not, that moment when you're not on Lazada, the moment that you skip Shopee, you don't feel deprived. You feel empowered because you have a goal in mind. Princess, I'm staying off buying merch, but how? Oh, girl, resilience. No, honestly, the key is know your number. When you have a dream in mind, you can do anything. What do they say? You have to have a hope. With hope in mind, you can endure anything, right? So if you, Princess, are like, oh, you know what I see for my life? I see myself at 40, living on a beautiful island, spending time with my family or spending time with my child, or reading a book and not stressing and just like hanging out, right? Like that's the dream. That's my dream. Next time merch is calling you, next time there's like a BTS t-shirt that is beckoning you, you're going to ask yourself, is that worth my dream? Sometimes it might be just like a diet. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, that ice cream is totally worth, a couple of extra kilos. But often you're going to be like, you know what, it's not really worth it right now because I have a dream. I'm a woman on a mission and I have a plan. And you'll be inspired by your own dream. But when you have no plan and when you have no dream, then of course the merch, which is really just immediate gratification is going to be too tempting for you to resist. So really get your number, start sitting down and envision your life, envision what you want for it, know that it's entirely possible, and create a plan for it. And that's really what we've done at Bixie. We've enabled you to get your number, set a goal, find community, like-minded people, and also avail yourself to a marketplace of, certain products that might help you reach that goal faster. And that being said, as Vil mentioned earlier, we're also giving away, we actually don't have that many left, so you might want to rush to do it. We're giving away free telemedicine insurance from one of our partners. This is so important, especially, can you imagine, like, what's more important than that during a pandemic? You can have a doctor that you call and you're like, hey, this is happening. Can you help me? Can you prescribe something? Yes. And they're licensed and they can actually support you remotely. So you don't have to go out and get further infected or sit at home and not get treatment, right? So go to the Bixie app. Again, it's inside of the app. It's on the home screen. You can put your details in and you qualify and you win. But we don't really have that many more left. So you might want to rush to do that. But as I mentioned, it's the most important thing is having a dream, having a team plan. Like that is basically what we provide you with on the Bixie app. Have a dream, have a team, have a plan. So anybody else care to share? Any other merch addicts out there who can't stop? Nobody else wants to out themselves?
Maybe me.
Well, I think sorry, Bill, go ahead.
No, I was just checking some questions and comments. So yeah, makes so much sense now. Thank you, Rosalia. That's Kath. And yeah, she's also encouraged because just to share a bit, Mike, I don't really like, sorry, I'm on mute on IG. I don't really like doing like New Year's resolutions, it's always been that way, but I usually make a commitment every year. So my commitment this year, which I never shared until it's on my third month, is that my rule actually is that if I don't need it in the next 2 weeks, I won't buy it. So that's been my rule since the beginning of this year. I like nice things. There's not, they're not necessarily like expensive or what, but like, oh, this is nice, or this is cute and something. And of course, when you buy like inexpensive things, you feel that it's not expensive, but when they pile up, it could also sink your ship. So yeah, my commitment is that I always think, I always ask myself, do I need this in the next 2 weeks? If the answer is no, then I won't buy it. And I just gave myself like very few exceptions. Like if I want to watch a concert, I will watch it, but I won't buy all those, those little things that come with it, blah, blah, blah. So just a few exceptions. And I ask myself, do I need this next week? Do I need it in the next 2 weeks? And if the answer is no, I won't get it. So it's been working for me. It's almost the end of the month. Let's see.
Let's see. Is the plan to do it for like the whole year, or like what is?
Well, until like my plan is, of course, until the end of the year I will stick to it, and then maybe next year like do it again. I don't know, but yeah, my plan is to stick to this plan until the end of this year. So
fantastic. I'd love to know, anybody else, if you guys have tips on how you do. I like that a lot. I think that's really clever, because it's not super, it's not depriving. It's just like, do you actually need it in the next 2 weeks? You're forcing yourself to think a little bit about your future. You're forcing yourself to not necessarily give in to immediate gratification. I think that's really clever. If anybody else has any strategies that they've used that work, I would love to hear them. One of the strategies that I have used, I don't know if this is pertinent, especially in the era of COVID. I only carry like cash with me. I've done this for years and years. Like I'll only carry cash. And it's because then that's all I'll spend, right? And so because often, I'm not carrying loads of cash with me, obviously. So what that means is like there's no big ticket items that I'm going to purchase without any clear foresight and thought, right? And I'm thinking out loud about like shopping, like clothes shopping, things like that. Like I can't make these type of impulse purchases because I usually just don't have that much cash in my wallet. Very heard things like, where's my money bag? I literally have like a money bag. And like at any given time, who knows, maybe it'll have like between 10 and, the equivalent of like 10 US dollars to 40 US dollars, but it's never going to kind of exceed that. Because it just, if I really, really, and I think it's the same principle that you're adopting. Like if I really, really see something that I really, really want that exceeds what I have in my like cash bag, well then, okay, I have to go home, get my cards, get my QR, go there. And then it's really worth it. Then it's like, okay, this is worth it. But if it's not, and I can totally live without it for the next 2 hours, and it's not even worth me going back and forth, then it's definitely not worth it, right? Like if I can't even go back and forth twice, it's not worth it. So that's one of my strategies. I don't know what else. I'm sure everybody has like their own, fun strategies for cost cutting. But again, cost cutting is not the end game. The end game is knowing your number, devising a strategy to reach it. Half of that strategy is actually getting more income, so more a job, investments, etc. Then a bit of that strategy is going to be, okay, maybe I can cut some costs here and there, right? Because I think one of the the science actually illustrates that the challenge with budgeting is same with dieting, why dieting doesn't work. It's deprivation. We're always feeling lacking. We're always feeling like somebody's taking something away from us. And what that does is you're really good for a few days, right? Like I'm diet. And then all of a sudden you're like binge. So it's not a successful strategy. However, if you turn it around, you focus instead of like analogously on dieting, focus on healthy eating, abundance mentality, you're actually much more successful in the long term. So we practice the same thing at Bixie, focus on how am I going to make more? How can I make investments, my money work for me? And then, here's some little tips here and there on like how to save some costs, right? But that's not the primary strategy. I'm seeing, another thing at yesterday's talk, I'm seeing so many people joining across the platform. Please, ladies, don't be shy. These community chats are really intended to have a conversation. And I will definitely be doing more of these more regularly. I want us, one study, another reasons why I created Bixie was I read somewhere that women would rather talk about death than money. And when I read that, I thought, this is so sad. Like how we're so scared and we're so financially deprived that we would rather talk about death than money. I need us to break the taboo about money. I need us to discuss it, feel comfortable, freely, openly, tactic strategies. Why? Because by the way, ladies, men do. Like they're not ashamed, they're not shy. So you don't have to tell anybody how much you earn. You don't have to give the specifics of your situation. But don't be shy. If you have any questions, also feel free in our community. You can send them directly to the admin and they can post on your behalf. But the whole point is we need to demystify money. We need to take away the stigma around it because only then can we actually begin a journey that financially enriches us. So thank you, Princess, for sharing. I really appreciate that. Bill, I know that we just dropped, IG. I know that we just dropped on IG.
I'm trying to put on, but yeah, the internet cannot like hold it anymore. But we're still live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So yeah.
All right. Well, we were going to wind up anyway because we're hitting our hour. So if nobody has any other questions, what have we learned today? Bill, summary of our learnings. Number 1.
Know your number.
Know your number. Don't not know your number a single day longer. Okay.
Strategize.
Number 2, strategize. Yeah.
Strategize to ways to get to your number.
Yeah. And what that strategy entails is One team, one dream. You got to get a team, get on community, talk about it, stop not talking about it, talk about it. Hey, what's your strategy for this? What's your strategy for this? Great. And then also avail yourself of some of the products that we have on offer. Free telemedicine insurance. We're going to be coming at you with a lot more really cool free offers coming up. So stay tuned, but we're going to have really, really cool products that basically will help you earn a little bit more money. We do that very much with the Bixie user in mind. So stay tuned. We're going to come up with more products, but in the interim, please download the Bixie app and please find out your number. Like at the very least. Handful of signups left for telemedicine insurance. I thank you all for spending your Thursday evening with me. I know you're all very busy. My kid is literally crying in the next room, so I'm going to go attend to her. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Vil, for sharing this with your community. It's been the Bixie journey has been the most incredible journey I've ever taken. And as I mentioned, I took a lot of journeys. I get to work with, and I get to meet amazing women on a path, on a mission to improve their lives every single day. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. So thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you at our next meetup. Until then, know your number, get out there, don't survive, thrive, know your worth, grow your worth. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for encouraging everyone this afternoon. So again, ladies, thank you so much for your time and your patience. And I hope you got encouraged, and may iba dito siguro na shock, no, with the number that they got. But every day we get to do it, and I always tell myself that na parang I'm trying to like change my mentality na parang I have to do this, but instead I think of like I get to do this. I get to do this every day. I get to strategize. I get to know my number. I get to work, etc., etc. So again, thank you so much for being with us, and hope to see you again in our next live. Bye.